Hey there, so welcome to this new Morin Khuur instrument test video. So basically we talked a little bit in chat with your budget, so we did not receive yet the instruments that are kind of in the high range of the mid-range kind of right now, so it's gonna be a little bit less than what we talked about in the chat. So I have actually one which is kind of like the mid range of the mid-range quality, but still pretty good. This one which is in wood, and I have two here which have the leather front, which are a little bit more expensive, but which are kind of the price of the intermediate quality that I usually sell. So as I saw them, I didn't try yet, so let's see together if they are good and well, and maybe you will be interested to get one instrument which is a little bit more on the traditional look, with the green horsehead and the leather front style of the box. So let's first try the wooden instrument, which is like the typical way of making the instrument now. So we have the ebony for the tail, the fingerboard, and the pegs. Then you can see the horse head is quite nicely detailed. And for the body, we have something like that. Pretty nice, cool looking. So nothing really too special to say. Yeah, maybe this is kind of okay though. I don't see any massive issue. Making is pretty decent, pretty okay. Wood of the front is pretty fine as well. Maybe the lac is a little bit thick. Yeah, and I only see one very minor little wood, I would say, like little mark, but that's nothing bad. So let's see how it sounds. Oh. So actually, really cool, very warm sound. Actually, it's a little bit mellow, a little bit soft. It's lacking a little bit of brightness, to be honest. But the balance between the two strings is almost good, is almost great. It's a little bit more on the bass side, I would say. So it really gives this very mellow, warm sound, but it kind of like a little bit of brightness in the sound. It tends to be a little bit soft. So it can totally work if you want to play kind of like this marktal or the kind of the traditional side of the instrument. If you want to play more like the rock stuff or modern thing, modern piece, this might not really be a good choice for you. So let's check the first one, which is with leather. So this is a front made in leather. So the side is like that. Then it's the leather is painted. The leather is pretty well. The tension and everything is pretty well done, actually. Pretty cool. So we have like the five eyes, as we say in Mongolia. We have like a little bit of ebony for the fingerboard. We have a little scratch here on the neck. And we have also ebony for the pegs, which is actually cool. And the horse head is quite well painted, actually, in green. So some people say the green is about the Medar, the god in the Buddhism that comes on a green horse. Some says that it's actually more like ancient, relating to how Mongol they were revering the nature, so they paint the horse head in green to kind of connect with the nature. So there are a few way of seeing that, but it's kind of like how most metaphors were in ancient time. So let's see how it sounds. So it's actually pretty cool. It doesn't really have the sound of a leather fronted instrument, to be honest. It almost sound a little bit more like the wooden front are supposed to sound a little bit. So it's kind of like an hybrid in the sound, not really leather fronted, not really wooden fronted, kind of like in the between world. So well, the sound is kind of fine. So yeah, the balance is actually pretty decent. Really cool. It's pretty clear, a bit clearer than the previous instrument, as you can hear. So yeah, definitely also pretty nice. So well, if you are willing to kind of dive and try to play a leather fronted instrument, that's something that you can experiment with, like that. And let's check the last one just to see how it is. So it's actually a little bit more warm in the color, as you can see, a little bit less bluish, a little bit more like warm. The green is a little bit warmer. Same with the horse head. It's a little bit more yellowish green kind of, which in my opinion I like it a little bit more. Sorry. And for the wood, the body and everything is the same. We also have the fingerboard in ebony here, maybe a little bit thicker than the previous one. The pegs are a little bit different here. They are black. The previous one had the red. So actually these pegs are a little bit better in my opinion. But well, black is also fine. So well, let's see how it sounds. Okay, well, so that's kind of the instrument that we have in the shop currently that kind of fit the budget that you gave me. It's a little bit lower than the budget that you gave. But well, so that last instrument, why I'm not really commenting that much, I guess you can hear. the sound is is too bright. It's really lacking bass, and actually the balance between the two strings is pretty horrible. It's very noisy in the sound. It's not really, I don't know, it really doesn't sound, it's not comfortable to play. Also, I think that this one, the pegs are a little bit slippery. So I think that over time you will have issues with the lower peg if you buy that one. So I would not really recommend that last one. So well, I'm not gonna lock any one of the two because I'm not sure exactly what you want and if you are actually open to the idea to get a leather-fronted instrument. Um, so my suggestion is that either you want a wooden front, then this one is actually pretty decent. As the price is not too high, that's a pretty interesting investment that you can make. If you want, yeah, if you want to, I would say, get into the leather-fronted Morel, the leather-fronted kind of Morel, then this one is actually a very nice investment. The only thing that you might need to know is that if you have a lot of humidity, the leather might be a little bit floppy, so you might need to keep it dry and everything to always have the leather kind of like tight. It's a little bit like a frame drum, so it needs a little bit of caring about this humidity thing a little bit more than a wooden instrument. Wooden instrument is not really that sensitive to humidity, warmth, and everything. So well, that's kind of like the two options that I have in the shop right now. And the other option eventually, if you don't want any of this one or the second one, is to wait a little bit, maybe a week or two. I think we should have a new batch of like a mid-range instrument pretty soon because it's been like 2 or 3 weeks that we don't have any. So I think that they are on the making right now and they should come out maybe in the next few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So well, that's kind of it for today's test video. So again, either you want this fronted instrument, which is a very nice investment, or you want to go in the leather front, and then the second one is also great. The third one, totally no. Or wait a little bit more to see when we have the new batch of wooden mid-range, high mid-range instruments. So well, I will wait for your news on the chat and see you soon. Bye bye.